Welcome back to the Business Hour. We're here with Jeff Mello of Evolution of Communication, and we've been talking about various aspects of digital marketing, digital mediums. We were talking about social media and marketing a moment ago. Linked to social media marketing and to that larger picture is the area of mobile applications. You've got iPhones, iPads, Blackberries, Droids. You've got digital coupons, geo-targeting, barcodes as aspects of mobile applications. Talk a little bit about that, Jeff, and talk about how you help integrate these with that larger marketing strategy.
What I will say is that with social media, it's almost like mobile and social media is going hand in hand. They're kind of together, they combined. When you look at apps and everything else, it's kind of like a mobile app is Foursquare. You check into a location, it goes to your Twitter, you can set up a Twitter feed with that and a Facebook. So it's a mobile application that's then tied into all these other social media aspects. And that's what it is really. It's what are you doing and then how you get it to the masses, because that's how it can help you. So mobile, it's like synonymous with social media. It's kind of growing together. But it's an extension, meaning you look at everyone, we just talked about it earlier. Everyone has a smartphone. People are out and about. That's where everything's going, is just the untethered from the desktop. It's walking around, it's being mobile. So it's how do businesses, how can they take advantage of that? And they talk about that, the barcodes. You go into, you go into a store and you get a barcode, you get a coupon. Or where you're going to see it going is walking, well, if you accept it, you're going to see eventually where you're walking by a store, and if you've chosen to use this word, a coupon's going to pop up. A coupon's going to pop saying, if you come in now, you're going to get XYZ dollars. It's just going beyond the physical world, really, and kind of it's everywhere.
Jeff, how specific do you see that becoming? Are they going to be able to put up do we have the technology for them to say, Jeff, within 100 yards of where you're standing, there is the chocolate shop, and
there's a special on chocolate
next
today.
week, since it's
Foursquare does it now. Meaning, I work with clients right now, and I set it up where if you go and you go to check into a location, you can, like if you go to Starbucks right now, they're doing it. And I'm going to be setting up for the client.
Can they address it to you though? Is it going to be
It's not to Jeff. It's to just, here's a special. Meaning, Starbucks is come and check into our location. If you're the mayor, you get $1 off a mocha frappuccino, whatever. It's so evolving so quickly. It would be, meaning everything's about personalization. So it would have to be, the thing would have to have your, meaning if you had your number, if you look at that, it'd have to have your cell number, know who you are, and then it could personalize that way. Meaning you could do that, but it's a whole process.
Yes, if you had to take a guess, because my guess is that it's just a couple years away where that message is going to come up, Jeff.
But it's also if you accept it, meaning it's that
pushback
going, am I gonna,
it's
sure. It's going, how much information do I want to give away to receive, and what's the benefit? It's that what I give away in information and what I receive as a benefit, and it's that balancing act that everyone plays with. Like they talk about behavioral targeting, just not jumping around, but
no, go ahead. Yes.
But online display advertising, that was a big hot topic, because what behavioral targeting is you go to a website, there's what you call cookies that get placed on your computer. So then when a website places that cookie, even if you go off their website, it's tracking all your information. So you go to all these multiple companies looking for whatever it is, they have that cookie, so they know, not you as Ron, but as a person out there.
They know all your tastes are.
They know, yes. And then what they do is then they'll serve up ads to you. If you go to partner sites, they'll serve up ads that are tailored to what you just were searching for.
Right, you'll be walking into the supermarket, they will know what your consumer has.
Supermarkets do it now.
That's right.
When you do the rewards program or whatever, and you swipe your card, they're gathering all that information. What are you spending weekly? What items are you purchasing? And what they do, you see the coupons in the mail. That's they know what your hot buttons are, so they put them in the coupons.
And what I'm talking about is that we're hop, skip, and a jump away from Kroger as you're approaching the market. Mm-hmm. They know that you're there, but they're going to offer those coupons as you're walking into the market. I mean, while you're walking the aisles, we know that they're doing that as well. Right. They're experimenting, internally in the store, and they've got little LCD screens that they're using,
for the coupons.
for the coupons. Right. But as you're approaching the market, you'll get a message that when you walk in, we'll have this ready for you.
And that's what they talk about the three screens, and it's a TV screen, it's a computer screen, and it's the mobile screen, and it's those touch points.
Online display advertising. Tell us a little bit about why you should be careful with how you approach online advertising, how it works with everything else.
Here's my thing. Online advertising, we offer it as a service. It works. I'm not maybe, because I'm all about engagement, where banner advertising, people, your mind adjusts quickly, and because you receive so many images per day, your mind gets used to blocking them out. So for me, if I'm going to do a campaign for a client with online advertising, I want to make sure it's the right, who the consumers for their website, because that's more of a brand. Well, it's a brand, or you can do a sale item, but it's, you know what I'm saying? When you go there, it's how you drive them to your site and what are you going to do with them.
I'm not a major,
I'm not
through.
Online. I'm not a major. That's not my hot button. Let's say for my clients. I mean, there's so many other things we can do. It's just there if it fits into the overall scheme of things and the overall plan.
Experimental marketing.
Experiential.
We're moving on.
Yeah, we'll go quick here.
Yeah.
We offer a lot, so it's gonna go quick.
The whole experiential end of the spectrum.
Sure.
You know, somebody is about to go to an event. Tell us about how.
Experiential is taking it from, let's say you're an online only company. So your experiences are using social media, using digital marketing, you're doing everything online. What experiential marketing is really event marketing. So once we know who your consumer is, what their habits are, what they like, dislike, everything else, and we know where they are, if there's an event that it targets your consumer that makes complete sense, it's okay, how do we touch them and do all those things online? Brought them to where they actually physically see you and they physically meet you, and it brings it to that physical space. It goes from the digital to the actual meeting you. If you're a food company, let's say, trying your product, that physical side to it. It just brings that touch point to another, to another touch point.
Okay, now I laid some ground rules early on when you and I were communicating about the program, and I told you that that our aim isn't to play stump the guest, but hopefully this won't be too unpleasant, and it won't stump you.
It could, you never know.
I know there's a lot of listeners out there who find it really fascinating how any professional got to where they are professionally, right from the earliest embryological stages. So let's go back. Can you remember what it is that you experienced something, Jeff, that said, wow, I'm taken with this medium, and that the seeds were planted,
Yes.
that you would become a media guy?
Well, yes. It's very, very vivid in my mind. How I got into where I am today all started from an internship, which I talk to college students now. You have to do internships because you get world experience that helps you be more marketable when you're ready to graduate. I was a communication major at UMass Amherst and didn't know PR. I didn't know which side I was going to go on. So I did an internship in Boston at a major top radio station, KISS 108 in Boston. I was with the morning show and I was with the promotion department. And almost every day, the midday guy would get on the intercom, free pizza in the studio. Come on in, free pizza. And I sat back and I saw all these prizes and I saw this and I went, man, it's a good environment, a lot of fun, fast paced. Not me. I'm not a behind the desk type guy. I need to be out and about. Saw free stuff. I'm like, man, this looks like a good gig. That moment is what said I want to get in radio. And what happened was I graduated. My first job was in radio. I met with my GM, who's my mentor now. He's a regional vice president of Citadel, and I'm going for an AE position, a sales position. But I was couching myself by saying, okay, or promotions. I was trying to get my first job, and he said, "You want to make money?" I said, "Yes." I said, "Okay, sales." And then it just went from there.
So your internship, which was testing the waters,
yeah,
really
didn't know what I wanted to do until then.
Showed you that media.
Yeah.
In that case, it was specific. It was radio.
Radio,
but
right.
Media was a future path for you.
Sure, that's what got me into radio.
I'm going to drill down even further. The young Jeff Mello, television, movie, radio, games. What were the kind of things you did you think that were the seeds, the earliest seeds were planted?
Radio's been a driver for me, meaning I love music. I have a big passion for music, so I've always drawn to that. Used to think I would be on the radio. So I think maybe that. And my father was telling me that, we used to joke because he's a very handy guy, uses his hands, and that's kind of my family history, except for me. I'm not handy at all. My father always said, you're not going to use your hands to make money. You're going to use your mouth. Because I've always been a talker. I get that from my mother. I'm a talker, as you can tell. So I always knew I was going to do something where I had to talk a lot, because that's what I like to do.
And BuzzCal, which was your company
we co-founded,
that you co-founded. I have said to you off the air that I saw it as a natural evolution from BuzzCal. Tell the listeners what BuzzCal was, and how it evolved into the evolution of communication.
One of the co-founders, Robbie Gullery, he's the one that actually thought of the concept, and he brought me in. He brought another two guys, Dan and Sangram. great guys. Skills, meaning technological skills. One guy does mobile now for Home Depot, so mobile side. We came together, we created buzzcal.com. It was solving the need of, if you're a sports fan, you like football, baseball, basketball, multiple sports, it's how do you remember when all your teams are playing? Because there's so many games. Go to the website, it's free, you sign up, you go to put in your team names or cities or whatever, you put a check box, and it'll create a calendar that just had all your teams and when they played. And then you can do the email of when, an email alert or a mobile alert, telling you, reminding you when your games were on. So we built that from scratch, built it out. So we did that for about 2 years. I mean, we're looking to sell it now, but so it's been over 2 years. The knowledge I gained from being in the traditional world and then being with these guys and seeing building, the user experience on our site, all the stuff that went into building a website out. That knowledge, having to do social media for it, that kind of brought me into, from doing what I did with that, kind of brought me up to, to kind of where we were.
The foundation was laid and you saw that you could springboard into the bigger picture.
Yes.
Well, Jeff, I want to thank you for taking the time to for being my guest here on the Business Hour.
Thank you very much. This was a blast.
Okay, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and I hope some of our listeners felt that it was enlightening because, as we said at the start of the program, the whole spectrum of digital marketing and media, strategic to technology, has been a mystery and remains a mystery for a lot of people, and even for those of us in the business, we're learning new stuff.
I learn every day.
All the time.
I'm not an expert. I hate the word guru, expert, any of that. I learn every day.
Thanks again, Jeff.
Thank you.
And you've been listening to the Business Hour here at Radio Sandy Springs. I'm Ron Camacho, your host. We're on Fridays from 10 to 11 a.m. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you on the radio next week.
Good stuff. That was good. Thank you. That was fun.